The Roman Republic, master of the known world, believed its power absolute, but its greatest challenge would come not from a foreign king, but from within its own cruel heart. It began in the ludus, the gladiator schools, factories where men were stripped of their names, their pasts, and their humanity, and remade into instruments of death for the arena's fleeting entertainment. Here life was cheap, and a glorious death was the highest price one could achieve. In the school of Capua, among the damned, was a Thracian named Spartacus. He was once a soldier, now a slave, and he had not forgotten the meaning of freedom. In 73 BC, the breaking point was reached. A handful of gladiators with nothing but kitchen knives and the fury of the oppressed fought their way out of hell. This single act of defiance became a beacon. An avalanche of the dispossessed answered the call. Slaves, shepherds, and peasants all united by their chains. From dozens, they became thousands, then tens of thousands. At Mount Vesuvius, they outwitted a Roman army, rappelling down sheer cliffs on ropes made of vines to attack where none thought possible. They were no longer a mob. They were an army, and they were winning. But they were divided. Some, like the fierce Crixus, thirsted for plunder and revenge. Spartacus, however, dreamed of escape, of leading his people over the Alps out of Italy and home. Rome, arrogant and complacent, was humiliated. 2 consular legions, the very symbols of Roman might, were sent and annihilated. Panic gripped the Senate. The social order was cracking. Into this power vacuum stepped Marcus Licinius Crassus, the richest man in Rome. Driven by a cold, calculating ambition, he did not ask for command. He bought it, raising an army with his own immense wealth. He reforged the legions in fear, resurrecting the horrific punishment of decimation to restore discipline. Crassus was not fighting for Rome. He was investing in his own glory. He hunted Spartacus relentlessly, trapping the rebel army at the very toe of Italy with a colossal wall. The dream of freedom was now a cage. In a final cataclysmic battle, Spartacus, knowing the end was near, sought not escape but a reckoning. He carved a path of destruction through the legions, aiming for one man, Crassus. But the machine of Rome was too vast. He was overwhelmed, falling as he had lived, a free man fighting on his own terms. The rebellion was crushed. Crassus's vengeance was absolute. 6,000 survivors were crucified along the Appian Way, a 200-kilometer avenue of agony to remind any slave who dared to dream. Yet as Crassus savored his brutal victory, his rival Pompey the Great returned from Spain, crushed a few remaining fugitives, and shamelessly wrote to the Senate, claiming he had plucked the war up by the roots. The stage was set for another civil war between 2 powerful egomaniacal generals, but a third player, the cunning Julius Caesar, saw an opportunity. He brokered a truce, uniting the 3 of them in a secret pact to control the state, the First Triumvirate. The Republic, mortally wounded by a slave's rebellion, was now at the mercy of the very strongmen its fear had created. Spartacus had lost his war, but in doing so, he had exposed the rot in Rome and hastened the death of the Republic itself.